Hello, and welcome to part one on how is Web3 changing the digital landscape. So we'll start with the basics. What is Metaverse? What is Web3? Because I think there's a lot of confusion around those terms. So Web3 is seen as the evolution of Web2 or the web as we know it, the emails, websites, apps, social media, etc. So what is the difference? And we will get into a little bit of a detail on how the web has evolved to being the 3.0 in just a couple slides. Web 3, as I said, is the natural evolution of Web 2 or the web as we know it. But one of the main terms of Web 3 is decentralization. And why this decentralization? Because most of users see today as their data and their content as being managed by someone else, mostly a small group of tech companies called big tech, and they want to move away from that. And that's how things like blockchain domain names, cryptocurrency, and token-based economy really has come to be. And that is what is known as Web3. What is Metaverse then? Metaverse is a term that, first of all, originated in 1992, so it's not something new. It was part of a science fiction novel called Snow Crash, and it was basically the collision of two terms, meta and universe, and it's been referred now as the sum of all virtual spaces. So one of the questions I'm being asked most of the times is, do I need the VR glasses to access the metaverse? And the answer is no. You can access the metaverse through your computer, through your smartphone, but obviously also on the VR glasses. That is augmented reality. That is what we have seen as the Oculus, for example, but that is not all metaverse is. And we'll get into the details in a minute. So what has been the evolution? So for those that were around, me included, that includes Web 1, which started in the 1990s, and it was the basic website, right? Basic HTML, basic Java. Companies generated the company generated the content, and there was not much you could do in terms of interacting with the website. Web 2.0, which we define it as started in 2006, around that time, is the evolution of that very one-sided experience with websites. That's when social media starts happening, and that is really the Web 2 is the web as we know it today. And social media started, apps started, websites get way more professional. The websites start getting way more sophisticated. That's the word I was looking for. Sophisticated. And companies start monetizing our data because we are sharing our data, right? And then it's high-speed communications, it's global internet access. That is the web as we know it today. And then, as I said, the same way that naturally evolved to Web 2.0, now is evolving to Web 3.0. And this is the NFTs, the blockchain domain names, the VRs, the artificial intelligence, the interoperability in between the different universes out there. And the main change, as I said before, is this decentralization, these users really monetizing their own data versus someone else monetizing it. I'm giving you a few examples here because I feel like it's easier to see it when, especially if you were not around, it's easier to see it with an example. So I'll give you an example on how the NBA.com website looked in 1996. So as you can see, very, very basic website, basic e-commerce. One of the things that the website was most proud of is that they had 50 objects that you could buy from their website. So you can see it's a timid attempt to have some e-commerce interaction. You couldn't get tickets. You could subscribe to a weekly email newsletter. So imagine now with the change of like Twitter every few seconds being refreshed, or like it refreshed immediately versus a weekly update from the NBA. It was just the beginning, right? And then it has evolved, as I said, to the right, 2005. That's what we consider like the end of Web 1. You can start seeing more content in Flash. That's something that is part of Web 2.0. You can see more updates there, but you can see the e-commerce also evolving. But most importantly, to the right of the screenshot is the fantasy games, right? There's some timid attempt from the users to participate on the NBA content. Come Web 2.0, as I said, the website as we know it now. There's Twitter. You're seeing here is close to 30 million followers, all exchanging content, interacting with the company. There's the apps, there's immediate refresh, immediate access to any of the information versus, as we seen before, this weekly update. And I put to the right some of the examples of user-generated content with YouTube, for example. And NBA has been one of the companies that is participating most on Web3. So one of the experiences that they offer, if you have one of the VR or Oculus glasses, is court seat tickets. And they have invested so much in this experience that they have dedicated commentators and dedicated technology to make you feel really like you are in a court seat ticket, which, as we all know, is something that was out of reach for a lot of people and a lot of fans of the NBA. They are also have a partnership or an adventure with Niantic Labs, which is a mobile game company that is behind the Pokemon Go, something huge just a few years ago. And the intent is creating a basketball theme park in which you will be able to find maybe players that are in your area and play not only in the virtual reality, but even maybe in real life. As you can see, this is something that they have invested in. One of their biggest ventures, or one of their biggest experience, is what is called Top Shot, sorry. And this is historically fans of the NBA. They could have cards, they could have balls that had been signed by the players. Here is the same concept, the same collectible concept, but as an NFT, as a virtual card that you can collect. They put it in the market, and once it's sold, as I said, is a limited edition, and it's being these very limited digital collections are in the aftermarket for way more than the original price. So it's a similar concept, just in Web 3.0. They have also very smartly intersect their experience in Web 3.0 with their dot brand. So Nike debuted the swoosh.Nike at the end of last year. This exclusive dot brand site showcases their marketplace of the future. So every Nike user will have a dot swoosh ID, and it will allow them to unlock both physical products and virtual products. So they are using their dot brand to interact in both Web 2, Web 3, and the real world, which is a very smart use for their dot brand. But every other industry is already participating in it, whether it is hospitality, like we have seen with Wendy or McDonald's, in which obviously and naturally you're not going to be able to eat at virtual burger and still taste how it tastes, but you get access to limited NFT collections and also dedicated discounts and coupons, which has been a very welcome opportunity for a lot of companies that were offering coupons and discounts that traditionally have been a huge target of counterfeit. And by the pure or the mere technology on NFT, they are helping themselves by not having to follow these counterfeit issues with their NFT discounts. Starbucks also entered in the Metaverse in fall last year, and as you can see in the headlines of the news, it's like finally enters the Metaverse. It is expected. It is expected from companies to start dipping their toes in the Metaverse, to start offering more and more users the opportunity to interact with them on this Metaverse. And as I said, it affects fashion. We have seen H&M having dedicated fashion shows. We have seen M Social Decentraland. which is the first virtual and hotel in the metaverse. So it's affecting every single industry out there. I would say that one of the most successful examples of launching their metaverse presence was Walmart in September last year. In less than 2 weeks after they launched Walmart Land on Roblox, which is considered one of those metaverse, they had over 3.5 million people visiting their Walmart Land or their virtual land. They employed Lightopia, which is a gaming company, and Lightopia has already said that they've seen 2.5 billion visits to their gamings, and they see over 31,000 active users. We're talking about 4 months ago. So as you can see, this is picking up quite greatly. So what is the objective of Walmart when launching on Roblox, right? They are still not offering any shopping online or on Roblox. So what is their intent? So their intent is capturing new audience. I don't know if you have any youngsters, but people around late teens, early 20s, they don't think about Walmart as the cool place to go. And that is what Walmart, among many other brands, are trying to do with this new audience. They are trying to capture them through different ways that they have been given before. So they are offering exclusive events, exclusive concerts. There's been many celebrities that have participated, as I said, in events in the Walmart land. And as a fun fact, if you were there the first day when Walmart launched their Walmart land, you were given a land jacket, right? That's when the first day, and that's when they launched. And your avatar got this Walmart land jacket. Well, that jacket was only available, as I said, to those that visited the land on the first day. That was completely free, and it was something that Walmart gave as a token of appreciation. This jacket these days in the marketplace is going for thousands of dollars because that is so unique. And it's being sold like hotcakes. So as you can see, it's a different audience, it's a different way of interacting with an audience that doesn't normally go into the Walmart store. So this brings to this slide. So Metaverse basically assists organizations by broadening their audience, forming a new digital footprint, and discovering new revenue opportunities. These people that visit those lands are buying exclusive NFTs, are getting exclusive discounts and coupons that they can use in the physical stores. And I always like to say, when social media appeared, people thought, well, that's going to kill the website. It didn't kill the website. The same way that apps didn't kill domain names, as many had predicted. And the metaverse is not going to kill the store, it's not going to kill the website, it's not going to kill social media. It's just another channel for you to interact with a different audience. The same way that not everybody that goes to the website is going to go to your social media site and is not going to use your app. This is another channel for any company to interact with a different kind of audience. I always say that when I started asking my clients, hey, have you got your Facebook handle, your Twitter handle? They will look strangely to me when all this was starting and say, what am I supposed to put? What I had for breakfast for the company? And it was something that it was very difficult to understand because it was just starting. And here are some examples. Every time a new technology appears, there are certain uncertainty and not everybody is ready. I'll give you the Century 20 Fox in 1946. Television will never hold onto an audience because people will get quickly bored and start staring at a plywood box every night. We know that didn't happen, right? In 2007, Steve Ballmer, the CEO of Microsoft, there is no chance on the iPhone ever gaining a significant market share. We know that didn't happen either. So what we are trying to do, what we are trying to suggest to our clients is be open to the idea that this might and will take off, and what is at least the bare minimum that you can do to protect your brand, to protect your trademarks, to protect your presence in the future, because it's more than just hype. The metaverse focus companies raised over $10 billion in 600 venture capital deals in 2021. $10 billion. There was $2.1 million, the highest price lot in the Central Land, which is one of those metaverse land, in 2021. PricewaterhouseCoopers believes that the revenue in live entertainment in the metaverse, whether it's a movie, whether it's a concert, any live sport event, will surpass greatly the 200 billion next year. So this is more than just a hype. There's clearly investment, and there's clearly companies that are seeing that this is the future, that this is how the website and how we interact with companies will evolve in no time. We're talking this year, we're talking next year. So if your head looks like a little bit like the man in this picture, I kindly ask you to follow me on part 2. It's going to be released very soon. And we will provide, as I said before, an overview on what are blockchain domain names and do you need them? And if you need them, which ones should you get and what are your options? What if it's taken? What are your recourses and how we can help you? So please follow me along in this series, and I look forward to seeing you again.